My plans wasn't really to start a business of owning a gym or nothing like that. My goals was to train boxers.
And coming to us from Anderson, Indiana, boxing out of the blue corner, Cedric Johnson.
I had to build it myself, visualize how I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna run it.
130-15 overall record. Vincent Harris, 25.
I'm putting everything into it. Now I gotta work hard to make it happen.
Good chopping shot by Johnson, who opens up with a lot.
So I use my own money to go into what I had. So that was a challenge of pretty much rolling the dice.
Fast-paced shots here, uppercut from out deep. He wants to take over and be the boss home.
I had a family at the time, so now I know that if I'm prepared to go use the bank money, I have to use my money.
And there's another stiff jab by Cedric Johnson as he gets on his toes and follows it up with an overhand right.
But you got to put the work in, and the work is not easy. But you got to believe. If you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be pretty rough.
From Anderson, Indiana, Cedric Johnson.
So Cedric Johnson, a very, very nice performance, and he will walk away with the PAL title.
Look, working the lead, we don't follow. We need it now, not tomorrow. Don't care what they say, not changing the pace. Working too hard to be last in the race. So much time in the day, and it ain't none to waste. Working this hard to be one of the greats.
Underneath, let's go,
right on the plate. Life is a gamble, we raising the stakes. Moving the bar so high. Been on our grind, so light. Bringing the light, we just so bright. We shine, let them sound cool, but we trying to reach diamond. Hard work pays, perfect timing.
What we put?
We got the nicest by putting the time in. Can't be the greatest, not even trying.
Yeah, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Let's go.
I'm gonna chase to the sundown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Good job.
Chasing. Every day we chasing. No time to be wasted.
Oh, look at it. Come back. Gotta take them a little bit, you know.
Never do big things as long as you are playing life small. I want you to keep in mind that your purpose is way too big for you to be living life on the surface. My name is David Gibson, and this is the QueST series. Today we sit down with owner of Ced's Boxing Academy, Cedric Johnson, where he encourages us to embrace that challenge and do big things. He walks us through his journey of launching this fitness academy, where he equips individuals with tools to develop their confidence and adopt a healthy lifestyle. A lot of great insights in this conversation. So please join in with us as I sit down with Cedric Johnson.
We have the pleasure and the honor to be able to be blessed by the presence of none other than Cedric Johnson, owner and founder of Ced's Boxing Academy. Coach, what's going on,
What's up, man? No doubt. Hey, I'm here and blessed.
Now, real quick, real quick, I guess, disclaimers, so to speak. Cedric and I have a personal relationship. We are family. And in fact, he is my trainer. He's been my coach when I was gracing the ring, really carried me through and helped me develop that fighter's mentality, right? You know, stepping in the ring. We've been in many tournaments, many bouts, some ups, some downs, but through it all, we've grown, we've evolved, and we are stronger. And that's what I love about Coach's journey, man. He really takes the sport of boxing and applies it to everything that he does, including business, which I'm extremely excited to really dive into your story, then, of course, help share your story with viewers and aspiring business owners, entrepreneurs, and creators, because I believe there's so much to pull from it, right? So I guess to begin the conversation, Sid, really, can you walk us through the journey of how Ced's Boxing Academy began? Of course, you have your amateur career and your professional career, but at what point did you have the idea to start a boxing gym?
Well, the crazy thing about it is wanting to give back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My plans wasn't really to start a business of owning a gym or nothing like that. My goals was to train boxers, and as I was training myself to finish off my career. And then it came to a point where my career ended, got my last fights in, and then I formed the energy of building so many fighters that wanted to do a lot of things to pursue their career in boxing. And I knew that I could get, in order for me to get them to A, B, and C, I had to train them. So, and we talking probably like, 4 or 5 boxers at the time, so I knew I didn't have time for myself. So that started that journey, man, of building other fighters, now putting a plan together as in, I know these fighters have to have a place to train, turning my gym into Ced's Boxing Academy to start their career, man, and it just grew from there. And as you build and keep growing with ideals, more fights come, and then Ced's Boxing just came as a starting point of just raising good fighters.
Yeah. So, like, we're sitting now in your location, your physical location, but at the beginning, when you initially started this academy, you didn't have this location, right? Like, you started at, was it Gold's Gym?
I started actually in Circle Center Mall.
Okay.
It was next to Gold's Gym.
Okay.
And that was the first gym that I branched my first Golden Glove boxers out of. And I turned it into a gym, which it was Ced's Boxing Academy.
Right.
So, and then I left there and went to, I left there and went to another gym, Mona Fitness Center, and ran Ced's Boxing Academy inside there. So I had several journeys, man, of growing through locations. And then after that lasts for a few years as I built more fighters, because I managed over 33 fighters, and then I had amateur boxers as we grew up and growing. So it kind of, just continued to grow, moving into, after that location, into my garage, and then there. So it's more like Ced's Boxing was a private gym, but also it was known in Indiana as being something great and building fighters, and then, being blessed to venture out and to grow this establishment that I have here and maintaining it, and so it's just awesome.
Yeah, and what I love about that, Coach, is really how, even though you didn't have a physical location, you had an idea.
I had an idea, man.
And you utilized spaces to really live out that idea, right? And I think that's something to learn for a lot of entrepreneurs and aspiring business owners, because out the gate, some people often assume that they have to have everything, right? A physical location, to start a restaurant, you got to have a physical location, or like you mentioned, to have a fitness business, you got to have your physical, and that's not the case. It's like you just utilize spaces to really exercise this idea and build it.
And stay consistent. Like, even though as I was going and I always managed to be somewhere but I always stayed consistent and it kept my name out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had opportunities to go to certain places that I didn't go, but I wanted to, you know, do my own thing, create something that I knew. You know, I know boxing. I'm, you know, 5-time state Golden Glove champion, national PAL champion, and I turned pro and traveled the world a little bit. So I knew if I could just, my name was powerful, and I could just bring it even powerful, just building other people around it, man. And it's about building and just hanging in there and keeping it, because once you, and I think as business, staying consistent and keeping your name out there and not changing it all the time.
Right.
I think, you know, as it get older and people go, it carries and people talking about it. And that what brings the excitement about it. And so when you do find that location, you got the good value, the good name, and they know you, you know, just a 100% person and business, you know what I'm saying, to keep it growing.
And I love the idea of you utilizing that word build, right?
Oh,
build
man,
consistently.
yes, definitely.
Because as you continue to grow and develop the brand of CBA, and your name is getting put out there as a fitness force, and I use that word force, intentionally, a force that can be reckoned with, because you're definitely changing lives and really helping individuals take back their health and overall quality of their life. But as you're building this brand, you have the opportunity to come to this location, right?
Right.
And when you step into this location, right, people see the bags that are up on the walls and hanging here, and the ring that's here. But when you stepped in here, none of that was there, right?
Nah, man. Like, it's always going to be a hard journey.
Right.
But definitely have to be the love that you have for something too. So if you know that you growing a flower and you have the ideas on how it's going to bloom because you've seen a flower grow before, you've seen like something that you got, and you keep it going, and then it dies, and you put more water in it, and you kind of bloom it back up. Man, I'm gonna tell you, you just gotta have the love for it. I mean, it's a journey. This spot was like, and just a lot of things I do, like coming in, it was, you know, it was a mess. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have I had an idea on what I wanted to do with it, but I didn't have the people to make it happen. So I knew my ideal, I had to build it myself. You know, so I had to come in and visualize how I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna run it, and I did all the work. You know, hung all the bags. I know how to do that, and I did the painting and just put it together, because I had that ideal of experience and knowing, and I had that hunger, as you know, and God told me if I build it, He's gonna feel it.
Right.
You know,
I heard that, man.
But
if I build it, He's gonna feel it.
He's gonna feel it. But it takes hard work, and it takes believing. You gotta write it down and know you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And there've been times where, you know, you can't sleep, man. Like I knew I leave here 5 in the morning, and then I knew I had to come back to finish it, because I'm so excited to get people back in here. And plus, you know, I was already leaving my garage that I had training, where I had my private training. So they was calling me to get back in, and then I was promoting fights at the time. So, you know, you just gotta, time don't exist, man. You just gotta put everything into it, and then you know, make it happen. But probably one thing that I missed out of praying for everything is employees, you know?
Yeah.
It was like, man, now I done built it. Now I gotta get employees. I gotta get people to work, and you know what I'm saying, to keep the structure going, because I know I can't do it on my own.
Right.
And so,
and what I get out of that, Sid, is really a determined mind that believes in an idea. Right. And is dedicated enough to the point that you're gonna figure out how to get it did. And I'll be grammatically incorrect, right? How to get it did.
You gotta get it did.
Right? Like, even though I don't have the manpower, like I came in here many times and I assisted you, but for the most part, like you was in here turning wrenches, setting up the electricity, hanging things, working things out, drywall, and it's like you just figured things out. You utilize, of course, some skills that you've developed over the years, but you have an idea in your mind and you built it from the ground up, right? Metaphorically, brick by brick, you built this idea.
I built it.
And I believe a lot of that determination really comes from like your experience within the ring, right?
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like
definitely.
the
hunger.
fight,
Yeah.
that hunger,
Yes,
that
yes.
drive, that desire. Can you kind of speak on really how your experience with competing and fighting has influenced you as a business owner?
Well, the hard work. I knew I never cheated in training in boxing. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to not just turn pro, but become a gold medalist. So in the hard work of doing that, it instilled me to, and that's not only just in building a business. This is in building life in general with family, with the structure of just building other people. And it just that fight, man, that fight in me that I have to get it done for myself and to grow. So it got a lot to do with it. If I get tired in the ring, I'm gonna get beat. If I get tired and not trying to do pursue my business, I'm gonna get beat. There's always somebody out there that's trying to build something like me, like another boxing that's down there. If I give up or if I sleep, and don't make it to there, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So same way in the ring. If I don't train, I get beat. If I don't work hard trying to build my statue in the business and put everything I got into it, I get beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not the one that I don't get beat up, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, so I keep fighting, man. In anything, and this is not over.
Yeah.
I have more ideals, and we started Says Boxing Academy, which is the training facilities where you could build fitness and stuff like that. Because I got into fitness training. We help everybody, as in boxing, amateur boxers, and all that, and pro fighters, as well with Says Boxing Academy, CBA Promotions, which is the promotion company. You know what I'm saying? So my hands is in pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So it's just being that fighter makes you don't want to give up from being a fighter.
Yeah.
And I still, so it's just instilled in me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're constantly facing that resistance day in and day out, right?
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah.
like we never arrive.
Right.
The moment that you think
Exactly.
you arrive, that challenge is going to arise, on the external, and it may test you to the point where you may feel like giving up. So you got to continue to fight for that dream and fight for that idea. If you can kind of reflect on your journey, like what was the biggest challenge that you faced as relates to getting to where you are now as a business?
I'll say the biggest challenge is, and I'm gonna be honest, is getting loans to get things going. It was a time where I was, because I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to school, college or anything to learn business. Kind of the business just kind of involved in me off of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I use my own money to go into what I had. So that was a challenge of pretty much rolling the dice. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a family at a time. So now I know that if I'm prepared to go use the bank money, I have to use my money.
Right.
So I'm putting everything into it. Now I got to work hard to make it happen to get my return back. And that was that was the challenge, man. And you have to believe in it. Once you believe in it, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And but I knew my fight of making it happen is I was willing to risk that challenge to do it, because I know I'm gonna fight through it, man.
Right,
Because I'm
right.
a fighter. So, and never did with a bank. But now, as I started the business and my goals into growing,
Yeah.
now I'm prepared to deal with banks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Says Boxing Academy is not over. I want one nationwide, everywhere. So you get into your ideas of franchising, building one on the east side, west side, and other different states, and then go from there. So, so now I'm in a position where I could deal with the banks when I want to.
Yeah. I think even staying on that specific topic, right? I think like the common word that we continue to hear is belief.
Right.
Right.
Definitely.
To have that belief. And there may be somebody that's watching that has an idea, they have a passion or a vision, but doubt creeps in and that begins to minimize their belief. What advice would you give to that person that is kind of maybe on the fence as it relates to them taking that step, or maybe they've taken that step and they feel like giving up and they're going to quit and throw in the towel? Like, metaphorically, you're in the ring and you're like, man, I'm throwing this white towel. I can't take no more blows. What would you say to that person?
I'm gonna say this. Pick up something that's challenging. Like, write it down what you want to do and do it. Write it down every day. But also you have to add some fitness in your life. Like running. Like running, you got to turn running into thinking. You write it down. That means if you're running, I always use running, you think of what you're gonna do, and it eats you up if you're not doing it. So write it down, get in some type of exercise that's gonna zone out.
Yeah.
Where you could focus on pursuing it, and if you don't do it, you gonna feel guilty on yourself.
Yeah.
Just like when I used to fight, and my coach used to say, "You've been running," and I say, "Yeah, but I haven't been running. I'm lying to myself."
Yeah.
And I know I got a big event coming up that I got to run. So what I used to do is I used to mark my calendar on the 1st of the month to the 31st, and I'll run every day because I know once I get down there, I can't be beat, man. I'm gonna be strong as ever if I complete that the 1st to the 31st. And I ran every day on that calendar. I'm sharp as a razor. You know, so challenge yourself. Challenge yourself with writing it down, because when you write stuff down, you telling yourself what to do.
Right.
And then when you focus on it with a run or with something that you could treadmill or some exercise,
Your mind starts creating solutions.
You got to zone your mind out to
Yeah.
do it. And then if you don't do it, you got to feel bad about it, and that's, you got to go at it like that. You got to challenge yourself with something to bang with something, because it ain't easy. Because you could go to work and tell somebody all day what you're gonna do, and then once you get off work and get home, you're gonna hit that recliner, and then it's over with.
Right.
And you do that every day, but when you at work, you get exciting because you at work.
Right.
And you active, and you're around different people with different ideas, but you under somebody else's clock.
Yeah.
So if you write it down and you do it, it'll work for you. And you gotta keep your mind focused on it, man. So that's what I use, and I still do it today. I mean, because I'm not finished, so I run to think, to zone. That said, I have to keep it going. Even ideals that I have to keep Sayers Boxing Academy alive. You know what I'm saying? So that helps me. That zones out. You got to get in that zone, because there some people try to knock you off that zone.
Yeah. What I like about that, Sid, is really how you are highlighting the importance of disconnecting from a challenging experience, mentally and psychologically, right?
Definitely.
Because a lot of times we can make permanent decisions that are based upon temporary emotions,
right,
or temporary circumstances. And what you're really promoting here is setting aside time to write down what you want to experience in the life that you want to create, or the goal that you're looking to achieve.
Yep.
And then disconnecting from your current environment and stepping into something that's really going to exercise your mind, as you promoted running, some form of fitness, to zone out, right? And that allows your mind to be able to disconnect from the pain, frustration, discouragement, disappointment, and then begin to open up space to create solutions.
Exactly.
To create ideas, to figure out your next move or your next step that you're going to take to solve the problem that you are facing.
And it'll be hard to sleep. It's hard to sleep, man. Like, you pray about it and you get those visions in your head because that's what you're thinking about. And you got to stay focused on those, because those is important. That's where your blessings come, because you see them and then you pursue and then you do them. And that's how it operates with me, man. And I'm willing to share it, because if you got to see it, and you got to do it.
Right.
And I used to fall asleep with the motivational words and speakers with my earplugs on, man. And I wake up. So what you hear is what you produce.
Right. So you're conditioning your subconscious mind, which drives a lot of our behavior and our decisions that we make.
Yeah.
My next question, Coach, is really what form of advice would you give to someone that really wants to invest in their community and invest in the lives of others through the form of fitness? I know you've experienced many challenges and you continue to solve the problems that you face as a fitness gym, but maybe somebody doesn't necessarily know some of those obstacles that they're going to face along that journey. What would your advice be to that person?
Really stay focused on what you really want. If you have to start at other people's gyms, be respectful for them, but create your own thing and let them know it. Because some people could give you information and why you trying to build, but you got to stay patient with it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you forming something, and that's how most fitness people do. You know, they start at other gyms. I did. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had my own creation of boxing, but I started into fitness gyms. Right. You know, with Goals Gyms, with Mona Fitness Gym. You know, but I always, and that helped me with the fitness field. So you want to be patient. You got to have a plan. You don't try not to mix two businesses together. So that's why you got to communicate with the other business people, because other business people do want to help you, but long as you ain't doing nothing shady, you know what I'm saying? So you got to, and then you got to be consistent and moving with it. So you can still create, or you can go like summer times or stuff like that. Go to a park and start it. But when you start it at a park, make sure it got to be exciting. You know, you got to put ideas together where anybody can't do it. So if you got to design a workout where whoever want to put somebody out at a park, it ain't going to be like mine. Yeah. So you got to create something different. So when somebody do put something out at a park or something like that, they gonna be like, man, that ain't different. That ain't like, you know, the other person's. I wanna go there, and you build that. You know what I'm saying? So stay consistent. Your dreams don't happen overnight. You got to be patient, and write everything down. And you got to be honest and true to your clients. And you can't mix business with pleasure. And because your name is very valuable.
Yeah. And as you were speaking, said like two questions kind of arose within me. So I'm gonna ask the first one and then I'll get to the second one here in a moment. But you're talking about really the importance of relationships. Right. Everybody wants an opportunity. They're like, I'm searching for an opportunity. I want to seize this opportunity. And many people fail to realize that opportunities come through people. Man. Right? So can you kind of speak on the importance of developing and cultivating great relationships with others? Because I know you get a lot of referral business with the private clients that you're working with. They're getting results. They love the energy in the gym. And they speak highly of your brand. So other people that they know come in because they believe in the people that share this information with them. So they're going to give you a try because of somebody that they know.
Exactly. Yeah, those is like the word of mouth, man, very important. Because everybody asks questions. Who you work with? Man, you look good. And they going to take, hey, Cedric Johnson, you know, Cedric Boxing Academy. You know what I'm saying? Man, this dude 100. You know what I'm saying? So the value of your product is very important of what you do. Relationships come from people, man. You got to just be good and know how to network. You know, I know, you know, you ain't going to be 100 with everything, but, you know, dealing with people, but when it's your business, you want to keep it fair and right. If you're going to open up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you better be open up at 5:30. And one thing about my, and I knew getting serious, like, my classes, you got to be here. You got to be open up on time. You can't be missing times and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So,
be punctual.
you know, you got to, yeah, exactly. And, you know, and people going to come back just like a barber, man. You tell them you want to fade and your top number 2, and he and he cut you bald headed, you ain't gonna sit back in this
you're
chair.
not coming back.
You know what I'm saying? So the bar, you know, so the bar, he like, man, you know, so just that, you know, you wouldn't go back to that barber.
Right. And what you're speaking on, Coach, is really the importance of placing an emphasis on the entire experience.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the
Yeah.
second question that I really wanted to ask you, because as it relates to the experience that you create with the training sessions,
Right.
I have a love and hate relationship with it. Right. You know what I mean? Because the way Cedric trains, he will test you not only physically, but more specifically mentally.
Yes.
But then when you see the results, you're like, man, it's all worth it. But when you're in the trenches,
Yes.
right, it's like, nah, I ain't feeling this. Why Sid got us doing this?
Yeah.
But through it all, it makes you a better person. I know that's your ultimate philosophy. It's not about being the best boxer. It's not about being
Right.
the most fittest person in the world, but it's more about helping you grow into a better individual. Can you
Yes, it
kind of
is.
speak on that, like your take and your approach to fitness, again, using that fighter's mentality and how you create an experience with every single class that you have here?
See, I train different ways. Like somebody who don't want to box and they in fitness and they trying to lose weight, they trying to tighten up, they trying to get curved up and stuff like that. I train everybody like it's like stepping out on a ladder, looking over a cliff. I'm gonna train you like I would a fighter, because that's what I am. So a fighter, so in that type of mind, I want to put you through a workout that's gonna challenge you. And if you could go through that, especially every day, you're gonna reach your goals, because burning weight is hard, man. And so you have to challenge yourself to get there and to burn it. But just that hard work and dedication and pushing somebody through it. And we got different workouts. Like, you know, some of the workouts came from my training camp. Some of the workouts came from, you know, my design of building what I use to build myself as a fighter. So, like I do train, like in my mind, I got like everybody is a fighter to me. You fight with life.
Right.
You fighting to get in shape, so you got to put your game into all, especially in boxing, and then you're gonna get the results. The results gonna happen, you know. And then it gets even harder than that. So, like I always like to challenge. Everybody don't know about. Everybody know to wear a sweat bag, but they don't know what a sweat bag do. You know what I'm saying? So you got to prepare when you wear a sweat bag. You got to prepare your body where it won't get dehydrated. You got to, so like, I started a client with a sweat bag, and she didn't know what it was. She seen people wearing it, but it's parts to it. You know what I'm saying? You got to train before you wear it, and then you got to wear it, and then you got to stay dehydrated, and then you got to burn from it, and then you got to put it, you know, so it's like, it breaks it up, and that's the hard work, man, and then they get the results. So different methods, you know, and anything, you know, so.
And it's all about creating that experience.
Yeah.
So my final question, Coach, I've asked all of the business owners in this series in the first season
Yes.
about what they're chasing, because that's what the quest is about, right? We're on an adventure. It's a journey towards
it is.
something, right? I want to ask you, what are you chasing? What are you going after?
I'm going after greatness. I want my name to be left behind as helping people. Says Boston Academy saved lives, saved some of the youth. To grow, not only for myself, because I don't, you know, I do this, I do fitness and boxing training and work with people because I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I love the energy of seeing other people smile and changing their lives. Each kid that comes in here or adults in here, I want them to remember my name and talk about it in some type of way that says Boxing Academy changed their lives.
Yeah.
You know, so just go for the stars, man, and keep on moving. I think that's what's so special about, you know, about my gym. You know, is pretty much you invest in yourself, and I'm gonna help you get some good results out of it, and carry it on. And you know, whether you leave and then come back, my door is always open.
Right. And at the end of the day, you just building champions.
And for the fighters, I want to make world champions.
Yeah.
You know, world champions where I don't celebrate off of it, where you celebrate off of it. But my celebration is making somebody else great because I know I did it. And because I'm going to get my blessings from God. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and then hopefully they picked up their heart and from what I done taught them to do somebody else like that. And it keeps going. That's a pattern.
Yeah.
That's a pattern, man. That's a pattern of greatness.
Yeah.
You know, building greatness, man, amongst people.
And I think that's ultimately what life is about, man. You grow, you develop, you evolve, and continue to improve as an individual, and then you share your experiences with others in hopes to empower them to make empowered decisions as they're navigating this journey that we call life. I love that, Coach, for sure.
And I'm here to win, and I should be.
Yeah.
You know,
you didn't wake up to lose, right?
I'm here to win, man. And you win by making it happen, man. So, you know, and we don't go nowhere. You stay focused, and I think anybody in the fitness business could do it. Anybody who want to get started could do it. I'm here and I'm willing to help anybody. Yeah. But you got to put the work in, and the work is not easy. But you got to believe. If you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be pretty rough. You know, so you got to put the work in, the sweat and the tears, just like you about to prepare yourself for any fight, even if it ain't in a ring, and it might be out in the street. and that might be worse than ever because nobody expect that to happen. But when it does, you know, they like, man, I'm about to fight. You know, so so you fight through it. Every business is a fight. So just fight and make it happen. Don't give up.
It sound like we about to be in training camp. I hear that.
I'm telling you, man.
Training camp voice coming in. We might have to hit the bags a little bit in here.
Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, Sid, next question, final question. I guess we got 3 or 4 final questions.
Yeah, no problem.
What's coming up? How can we support you? And then how can the family connect with you?
Sales Boxing Academy. Follow us on Instagram, CBA Promotions, Sales Boxing Academy on Facebook. Go to www.cbapromotions.com. You can look at different pricing on fitness. We do deal with 30-minute fitness classes for adults, all ages. We got ages up in here. I think the oldest lady we got here is 82 years old. And the oldest man we got in here, he's 76, and they in good shape. So just come on in. We at 62nd, 29 Allisonville Road here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Come and be a part of something great, and you know, and we welcome all. Yeah,
the one that sweats the most in training will bleed the least in battle. I remember you saying that.
Oh, man. You better believe it. Seriously.
But with that being said, Coach, man, appreciate your time,
I appreciate
man,
it.
sharing your story. Family, in the meantime, you know what it is. Make sure you're effective, be successful, live with some passion. 3 pounds to your chest. If you would join in with me, Coach.
No doubt.
One, two, three. Be powerful. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
The pandemic hit between February and March. We were supposed to open March the 14th, the 13th. The shutdown happened March the 14th. It's crazy because we had 50 employees we had just trained. Like there was so much devastation involved in that. But we had a winning mindset. Yeah. It was like, we're not going to let anything defeat us.
We're going hard in the paint. Ain't nobody gonna stop us. The only way we going out if you pull out your choppers. All that slander and your hate will propel us like helicopters. We serve it well. Here's the appetizer. Call it toppers. Toppers, toppers, toppers. Yum.